Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video today, we're going to be talking about things you should really stop doing this year. Maybe you should have stopped last year, but it's just a recap of the things you shouldn't be doing this year or in general. One of the most important things that I really urge you, and I'm really teaching myself, is stop sharing too much information. No one needs to know. No one cares. Maybe just very much close friends and close family. But when it comes to anyone else, no one really should know what's your business, what you're up to. Let them see the results. So actions speak louder than words. Privacy is really underrated this day. I find that people are so much more exposed and so much more open to actually discuss their private life. And I cannot say that I agree with this 100%. There are certain things you need to be sharing, but not like everything. Keep it to yourself. Stop waiting for perfect circumstances. They don't exist. Create them instead. You will end up waiting forever if you're gonna be waiting, for that perfect time. Okay, when everything aligns, when my children are older, or when my partner gets a promotion. It's never gonna be that ideal and perfect moment. Okay, that's it. Today I should be doing that. So make that ideal moment. Make today the day when you start something big. Another thing that it's really important is to stop confusing your maximum output with your maximum potential. Each day has its maximum potential. That doesn't mean that your personal maximum potential was achieved. You don't need to exploit every single moment and every second you get in a day. You can actually sit back and relax. And if you have that 15 minutes time when you cannot start a new task and you just have that gap, take it. That's fine. You are a human being. You're allowed to have a break here and there. So you can sit and take in those 15 minutes, be bored, scroll through Instagram if you have to. Besides, the way I see it is getting my maximum potential means creating a daily routine that makes me feel, most like myself. At the end of the day, like when I go to sleep, that's the main thing I'm thinking about. I'm like, did I do this? I don't think necessarily, did I got the work done? I think of, did I get my routine in? Did I do my workout? Did I spend enough time with my children? So at the end of the day, it's whatever it works for you. You'd never know how your day is gonna turn out, but don't mistake the two. You still have a lot of potential left in you for the days to come. Stop spending your peak hours on things that don't matter. I know we all have bills to pay and we all have dinners to cook and homeworks to be done. But when you are mostly energized, when you are mostly creative, when you are at your peak, use it for something that inspires you. Don't just use it to, clean the house or cook a dinner. Again, I don't want to come across as like that's not a task that should be approached with inspiration. But if you are a content creator or if you are a mother and you want to kind of stop in your tracks and dedicate that time maybe to your children or maybe to writing a chapter for your book. So when you are feeling mostly inspired and at your highest peak, dedicate it to something that really matters to you. Everything else can wait. Stop seeing your life through other people's eyes. We are so hardwired since we were children, whether we were moving into new schools or we were moving into new neighborhoods, we always had that feeling, we have to fit in, we have to be liked. That's not always necessary, and that's not always the case when it comes to you reaching your full potential and living your life. You don't always have to see yourself through other people, what they think of you. Whatever people think about you, it's none of your business. It's their perception of you. And that's not necessarily the true perception. I don't mean that you should ignore fully what people think about you. Some people are worth listening to. Like your parents. You should really listen to your parents. But generally, I'm sure you know who you should dedicate the time and effort to listen. Stop believing that timing is everything. It's not everything. Whatever you think you should have started, I should have started this 3 years ago because now it kind of ran its course. No, it didn't. Maybe it ran its course, but it's still going towards the same goal. Something was rerouted, let's put it that way. For example, YouTube was like the it thing 5 years ago, and whoever wants to start now, they're thinking in the back of their head, I should have started 5 years ago. It doesn't matter when you start because there's going to be so many variations of being creative. That doesn't mean that you necessarily need to start YouTube. You can do a podcast. You can become a mentor to someone. So if your goal is clear, there's so many paths that you can reach that goal. So don't believe that everything is related to timing. 10 years ago that would have worked. Today this is going to work. If this is the day you want to start doing something, then today is going to be the day that this particular idea idea is gonna work. Stop changing your course so often. Try to stick to projects. I know it's easier said than done, and I have a couple of projects that I've been working on for the last 2 years, and I cannot see that I see big monetary rewards from it, but it's so satisfying because I know where I'm going, so I know what's my end goal. So for me to kind of have these setbacks and think, oh my God, I invested so much time. Yes, but I know what I'm trying to achieve. So don't think that, if you keep changing your plans and your strategy all the time, that this is for the best. Certain things need to be left to kind of cook. And then when it's gonna work out, it's gonna all work out for better. A couple of my projects do have some monetary rewards, just a quick note, but not all of them. Certain projects, they need time. This is not like a get rich quick scheme. No projects are going to be get rich quick scheme. It's usually gonna end up being to your detriment 100%. So I do believe in investing your time and effort when you're trying to grow something. We do sometimes change the course to get back on the track, but make sure you don't change it too often. Not every minute and every day you need to kind of make changes to this project or to that project. It's like with Amazon, I just want to give you a quick example. I have a very cool girl who's helping me maintain the account, and they are optimizing the listing the way the consumer sees the listing almost every day. And I told her to slow down, let people get familiar with your listing. You cannot be changing it every couple of days. I understand in optimizing your life, and you need to be optimizing certain things, but not that often. Give people a chance to get comfortable with what you're showing them before you make all of the changes. Stop thinking you're so out of the ordinary and there are not a lot of people that are going through the same thing at the same time. There are. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't believe in your uniqueness, in your talents, in your passions, in whatever perceptions you have on life. You are a unique individual. But on the other hand, at the same time, there are so many people that are going through the same thing. Reach out to those people. There are people that are trying to, go through marriage, raise challenging teenagers, maybe going through a traumatic experience as a family. So try to relate to those people. And if that's what's stopping you, the thought that, oh my God, no one's gonna be interested in what I have to say because no one else is going through this. A lot of people are going through this. And I learned it in the last 2 years. A lot of people are trying to make it. A lot of people are trying to move on with their life after the pandemic. A lot of people are in the same boat as you are. So ask for directions. Stop thinking short term. Do not just think, I need to get through tomorrow. No, you are living your life. You should look at the bigger picture. You should zoom out. Don't think just about the next step. It's good to think about the next step when you have a challenging experience in your life. You need to take it slow. But if you're good and you're healthy and you're mentally stable, you should definitely look at the bigger picture and not just at the next step. Think in long-term strides, like, what do I see myself in 5 years? What do I see myself in 10 years? Do I want to retire? Do I want to have children? Do I want to have a partner? So when you have a bigger picture, your life is going to be that much more clearer. Stop assuming you always know the best answer. It doesn't matter how good you are in the field. Always question the answer. Always look for an expert opinion. Don't just settle for what I know is best. Not necessarily. And don't be a prude. Be a student again. You can learn again. There is no wrong in actually striving to learn new things, to actually ask people who are smarter than you, who are maybe a couple of steps ahead of you. So don't be a prude. Become a student. You shouldn't feel inferior just because you need to be showed the way. I didn't, and I'm sure if you're going to be taking on a new journey, a new project, you will have to kind of educate yourself. So it's fine. You can ask some extra questions. Stop avoiding your discomfort. That's the number one rule that I learned in general. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you're going the right way 100%. Your brain doesn't understand what is going on. We were so familiar with what she was doing before. What is she doing now? Look at your teens. Look how they're transitioning in their body and their brains. You should be transitioning all the time on regular basis. So don't avoid that discomfort, that unsettling feeling. That doesn't feel good. Perfect, you should do it. And in general, the feeling of discomfort is a healthy emotion. It's the same way as you feel jealousy or you feel happiness or you feel grief. It's the exact same way. So you need to adjust it as an emotion. Stop thinking that the worst possible outcome is going to be you making a wrong choice. So what? Plenty of people make a wrong choice. Okay, you don't want to be put in the same boat as everyone else? Doesn't matter. I'm sure your children make mistakes and you don't chastise them for that. Well, I hope you don't. I'm sure your partner makes plenty of mistakes. I'm sure your parents make, I'm sure your friends make mistakes. If you don't want to be generalized and think that, oh, everyone makes mistakes, that's why people resist change. What if it's not gonna work out? What if it will? What if all of your dreams are actually gonna come true? Isn't that like mind-blowing? So don't always think about the negative outcome, that's number one. And don't always think that you making the wrong choice, it's like the worst thing that can happen to you. It's not. It was just a wrong choice at the moment. It wasn't your life. It was a moment in your life. I guess what I'm really trying to say that the worst possible outcome will be for you not taking the leap and not following your dream. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. I'm very much appreciated. I've reached 2.4 subscribers. That's so inspiring for me. That inspires me to make many more videos. And please do comment if there's any particular topic you would like for me to cover. I would be more than happy to do my research and put in my 2 cents for you to see. Have a good day.